She needs an enforcer. She needs a brute that will wreck people if they wreck her.
Caitlin Clark, the rookie phenom who lit up the WNBA with her sharpshooting and playmaking, spent her first season under siege. Defenders didn't just guard her, they targeted her with a physicality that often crossed the line from competitive to personal. Hard screens morphed into body checks. Elbows found ribs. Hips sent her sprawling. It wasn't just basketball. At times, it felt like a scripted WWE brawl, but the Fever's front office didn't sit idly by. They've responded with a roster overhaul that's as strategic as it is bold, bringing in veterans who don't just play tough, they live it. Meet Natasha Howard, Sophie Cunningham, Brianna Turner, and Dana Bonner.
He needs an enforcer, and if it ain't gonna be me, Michelle Rappaport, like, where is Charlize Oakley? Doesn't her team have like a Zavaria McDaniel?
4 battle-tested warriors who are here to protect their star, reshape the team's identity, and put the entire WNBA on high alert. This isn't just about adding talent. It's about sending a message. The Fever aren't here to merely compete. They're gunning for dominance. They're building a fortress around Clark, ensuring she doesn't have to eat hardwood every time she crosses half court. And to the players who thought they could bully her into submission, Angel Reese, Kennedy Carter, Asia Wilson, DJ Jane Carrington, and others, consider this your warning. The enforcer era has begun. The Caitlin Clark Gauntlet, a rookie season. Under fire to understand why the Fever's off-season moves are so significant, we need to rewind and revisit Caitlin Clark's rookie year. When she stepped onto the WNBA stage, she carried the weight of unprecedented expectations.
Or a Rakisha Mahorn. She needs like a goon on her team, because when your star player that's bringing so much money, so much attention to the league, and it's a collective, it's a bunch of them,
Clark wasn't just a highly touted draft pick. She was a cultural phenomenon, a player whose college exploits at Iowa had made her a household name. Her long-range shooting, pinpoint passing, and fearless play drew comparisons to NBA stars like Stephen Curry. Fans tuned in, TV ratings soared, and the WNBA saw a surge in attention. Clark was, in many ways, the league's golden ticket to a new era of mainstream relevance. But the spotlight came with a target on her back. From her first game, Clark faced a level of physicality that went beyond the usual rookie hazing. Opponents didn't just defend her, they hunted her. Hard fouls became routine. Screens were set with extra venom. Elbows landed with suspicious precision. In one game, a defender's hip check sent her crashing to the floor. In another, an arm across her neck left her gasping. Game after game, Clark absorbed punishment that seemed less about strategy and more about sending a message. You're not welcome here. The numbers tell a stark story.
But sometimes you need one of those players on your team. You need one of those enforcers. Every good player, by the way. Every good player, every good team that is a super duper star. Most of the time have enforcer.
According to league data, 17% of all flagrant fouls in the WNBA last season were committed against Caitlin Clark. Let that sink in. One player, a rookie no less, accounted for nearly a fifth of the league's most egregious infractions. This wasn't a coincidence or a byproduct of her aggressive style. Clark's game, built on finesse, vision, and long-range shooting, doesn't invite contact the way a post player's might. Yet, she was consistently on the receiving end of flagrant fouls, many of which seemed designed to intimidate rather than compete. The Chicago Sky, in particular, turned physicality into an art form. They were responsible for a staggering 80% of the flagrant fouls against Clark. Angel Reese, the Sky's brash rookie, led the charge, delivering hard fouls that often felt more performative than defensive. One play saw Reese lay Clark out on a drive, a hit so blatant it left fans gasping and commentators scrambling for words. Clark's response? She got up, adjusted her ponytail, and drained a three-pointer on the next possession. That's the kind of ice-cold resolve that defines her. Kennedy Carter was another repeat offender.
And Clark. I mean, that's clearly a foul, which was called. The question is, will they call it
In one infamous moment, Carter shoulder-checked Clark during a dead ball, a move so unnecessary it sparked a firestorm on social media. The cameras caught it, fans erupted, and the league faced mounting pressure to address the pattern. Carter's teammate DJ Jane Carrington also joined the fray, racking up hard fouls with a relish that bordered on theatrical. Carrington even denied poking Clark in the eye during one play, claiming it was an accidental follow-through. Her explanation? "I don't even know why I would intend to hit anybody in the eye. That doesn't make sense to me." The tape told a different story. This wasn't just about physical play, it was about a culture of antagonism. Some players seemed to resent Clark's meteoric rise, her media attention, and the narrative that she was the WNBA's savior. Instead of celebrating her contributions, they targeted her with a ferocity that felt personal. As one analyst put it on our YouTube channel, they've been trying so long to get respect for women's basketball, and then they treat it like a junior high school locker room.
Do you intend to hit her in the eye? And if so, could you just, or if not, either way, could you talk about what happened on that play?
I don't even know why I would intend to hit anybody in the eye.
Clark, to her credit, never took the bait. She didn't complain to referees or engage in trash talk. She let her game do the talking, torching defenses with 30-point nights and highlight reel passes. But the toll was undeniable. No player, no matter how resilient, can endure that level of punishment without support. The Fever knew they had to act. Their franchise player, the one driving ticket sales and TV ratings, deserved better. And so, they went to work. The enforcer blueprint, building a wall around Clark. The Indiana Fever's off-season strategy was surgical. They didn't just chase big names or flashy scorers. They targeted players who could change the team's identity. The goal? Create a roster that could protect Clark, complement her game, and strike fear into opponents. The result was a quartet of signings that have transformed the Fever from a promising young team into a legitimate contender. Let's meet the enforcers: Natasha Howard, Sophie Cunningham, Brianna Turner, and Dana Bonner. Natasha Howard, the defensive anchor. If you're looking for the cornerstone of Indiana's new identity, look no further than Natasha Howard. A three-time WNBA champion and former Defensive Player of the Year, Howard is a force of nature. Standing at 6'2", with a wingspan that seems to stretch across the court, she's a defensive juggernaut who spent her career locking down MVPs and anchoring championship teams. Her resume speaks for itself. Over 300 games played, multiple All-Star appearances, and a reputation as one of the league's most intimidating presences. Howard's arrival in Indiana is a game-changer. Last season, Clark faced relentless physicality because opponents knew they could get away with it.
That doesn't even make sense to me, but no, I didn't. I didn't know I hit her, actually. I was trying to make a play on the ball, and I guess I followed through and I hit her, so obviously it's never...
Hard fouls went unanswered. Blindside screens drew no pushback. That era is over. With Howard patrolling the paint, opponents will think twice before trying anything shady. She's the kind of player who doesn't just block shots. She sends messages. Her mean mug alone is enough to make forwards reconsider driving the lane, but Howard isn't just a defensive specialist. She's a two-way star coming off a season where she averaged 17.6 points, 6.7 rebounds, and nearly 3 assists per game. Her ability to stretch the floor with three-point shooting adds another dimension to Indiana's offense, creating space for Clark's wizardry and Aaliyah Boston's dominance in the post. Howard's versatility, she can guard multiple positions, switch on screens, and run the floor, makes her the perfect complement to a young Fever team hungry for a title.
Caitlin Clark flash show. So it's going to be phenomenal playing with a point guard, like you said, that have a good vision on the court, because that's like as soon as she gets the ball in her hand, she's throwing it.
What sets Howard apart, though, is her championship pedigree. With over 50 playoff games under her belt, she knows what it takes to win at the highest level. Her leadership will be invaluable for a Fever roster that's still finding its identity. In her own words, "I'm excited to return to Indiana and bring my experience and toughness to the team. I want to help Caitlin and the Fever compete at the highest level." That's not just talk, that's a promise. Howard's impact goes beyond the stat sheet. She's a culture setter, a player who demands respect the moment she steps on the court. Opponents like Kennedy Carter or DJ Jane Carrington, who thrived on bullying Clark last season, will now have to deal with Howard's presence. Good luck with that. As one fan put it on our YouTube channel, Natasha Howard is the adult in the room. You mess with Clark, you're answering to her. Sophie Cunningham, the fiery sharpshooter. If Natasha Howard is the muscle, Sophie Cunningham is the spark. A 5'11" guard with a Taekwondo black belt and a penchant for trash talk, Cunningham brings a unique blend of grit and skill to the Fever. Known for her sharpshooting, she hit 37. 8% from 3 last season, Cunningham is the kind of player who can stretch defenses and punish opponents for doubling Clark.
Because she already see the person down the court before she even get the ball in her hand. So that's one thing I love about her vision on the court. I really can't wait to catch all those passes and give her all the assists.
But it's her toughness that makes her a perfect fit for this new look Fever. Cunningham's signing raised eyebrows, not least because she was a cornerstone of the Phoenix Mercury, a team many thought would try to recruit Clark. Instead, Clark helped bring Cunningham to Indiana, a testament to the rookie's influence and vision. The two share a mutual respect, with Cunningham praising Clark's court vision. As soon as she gets the ball, she's throwing it up because she already sees the person down the court. I can't wait to catch those passes and rack up assists for her. On the court, Cunningham is a menace. She plays with an edge, unafraid to mix it up with bigger opponents or get in their faces. Her defensive tenacity, she uses her length and strength to disrupt guards, will make life miserable for players who try to punk Clark. Offensively, her ability to knock down threes off Clark's passes will force defenses to make tough choices, collapse on Clark and leave Cunningham open, or guard the perimeter and let Clark carve them up. Cunningham's personality is just as impactful. She's a fiery leader who thrives in big moments, whether it's hitting
that, and we haven't yet touched upon what Howard does best: defend. Howard was named Defensive Player of the Year in 2019 and has finished in the top 10 of the Defensive Player